Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of West Bengal, has announced that on the 22nd of January, the day of the Pran Pratishtha in Ayodhya, she will be leading an interfaith rally in Bengal. I'm Barkha Dutt, you're with the Mojo story. In the run-up to the Mandir moment in Ayodhya on the 22nd of January, the politics is not far behind. While parties like the Congress have declared that they will be rejecting the invite sent to them to attend the ceremony, although Congress leaders in Uttar Pradesh have made a dash for Ayodhya, other opposition parties have their own plans. Mamata Banerjee today directly seemed to take on the BJP and the Prime Minister when she announced that after offering prayers at a Kali Mandir, she would be leading an interfaith rally that would make its way through the streets of Kolkata. The BJP has hit back at the Chief Minister's plans. They have accused her of trying to create a communal confrontation on a day when they argue that millions of Hindus will be fasting and visiting temples. In this Mamata versus Modi, BJP versus Trinamool Congress fight, what are the larger politics at play? This announcement comes on a day when the Prime Minister has been witnessed across different temples undertaking the rituals that are required before the 22nd of January and the consecration ceremony. Let's introduce our guests on the program today as we look at the politics of what's unfolding. Dr. Santanu Sen, senior leader of the Trinamool Congress, is with us. And also joining us is the BJP leader from Bengal, Rajarshi Lahiri. And we will be joined by other guests as we go along. Namaskar to both of you. I can see Lokenath Chatterjee there, a well-known lawyer based out of Bengal, with us, and senior journalist Rahul Dev should be with us in a moment from now. There he is. Good to see you, Rahul, and welcome to the program. Dr. Santanu Sen, if I may start with you, what is the logic behind Mamata Di's announcement? She says that she is not countering anybody. This is not a protest. This is not to counter anybody. So why on the same day as the Mandir moment in Ayodhya?
You yourself have answered your question. Our party supremo has categorically said that neither is a counter program nor it's a protest rally. She has categorically said that 23rd January is observed as a Netaji's birthday. Prior to that, on 22nd of January, she will be holding a rally carrying a message of communal harmony. This rally will be under the banner of All India Trinamool Congress, where several persons belonging to several other religions, different religions, along with common people, they will take part in this rally. At the same time, we have seen how the Hindu preachers, the Shankaracharyas of the country, they have categorically criticized the process which is being followed by our learned Prime Minister Publicity Master, who is in a mood to do the job, which is supposed to be done by the saints actually. He is going to install Ram Lala in an incomplete temple just to get the political benefit, and he is trying to play this religion card. This is very unfortunate part of the story. India has never witnessed such type of activities. We have seen our Prime Minister inaugurating the stadium in his own name during his lifetime. We have seen the Prime Minister inaugurating the medical college in his own name during his lifetime. But this time, the way he has been playing this religion card just before the forthcoming 2024 election is very unfortunate. And our leader, Madam Supremo Mamata Banerjee, she is that very lady who was also found on the road along with Mother Teresa on 6th of December 1992 on the day of Babri Masjid demolition, when no other leader was found on the road. And on that particular day also, she was carrying the message of communal harmony. And on 22nd also, she will be carrying the message of communal harmony.
Dr. Sen, if I may ask you though, what is the need? You yourself said, as your leader said, that this is not a counter, this is not a protest statement. What is the need to hold it on the same day? You want to lead an interfaith rally, you want to mark Netaji's birthday. You don't have to do it on 22nd January, do you?
Then if I ask you a counter question, what is the need for Mr. Narendra Modi? Why he is in so hurry that he is going to install Ram Lala in an incomplete temple on 22nd of January? If you have any answer, then I have got my answer.
I am not the BJP spokesperson. I will ask the BJP spokesperson your question. It's my job to ask all of you questions, and you have transferred that question, as it were, to the BJP leader, Mr. Lahiri. So, Mr. Lahiri, go ahead. We have two of the four Shankaracharyas talking about not attending. One of them going on record to say that till the mandir is complete, this ceremony should not happen. That is part of the debate. The other part is the BJP hitting back at Mamata Banerjee, saying she's trying to create a communal confrontation. Why would an interfaith rally create communal confrontation? They say this is for communal harmony. They say this is to make everybody feel included.
Let me start quoting Kaji Nazrul Islam, who had a wonderful relation with Dr. Shama Prasad Mukherjee. Mono jopo naam Shri Raghupati Ram, Nobo Duruba Dolosham, Noyonabhiram, Shurashoro Kinnor Jogi Muni Rishi Nor, Chorachor Jinam Jope Obiram, Shri Raghupati Ram. This was written by Kaji Nazrul Islam, and everybody can understand by the name. The entire India is watching your show, Barkha, so they understand Kaji Nazrul Islam. Now, if Mamata Banerjee had to hold a communal harmony rally, now the question is that she is categorically saying that Sri Ram is communal. That's why she is trying to hold a communal harmony. If she had to hold a communal harmony rally, what does she mean? Which is the communal portion in this entire rally? That means Sri Ram is a communal, and she's ending her rally in a minority dominated area in Kolkata, which is itself a clarification, the same place which had seen a massive unrest during CAB, when the bill was introduced. Now, the question is Shankaracharya. Shankaracharyas are getting misquoted. There are Shankaracharyas who have, through letters, who have stated that there is a miscommunication which is happening about their statements. And let me tell you, when Sri Ram had established Rameshwar Shivling in South India, worshipped them, and then crossed the sea, there were no temples which were built. The temple was built at a later stage, and Sri Ramlalla Virajman has been staying in a tent for nearly so many years, so many decades. There were no temples over there. Now, looking at the time, the periods, the Uttarayan and everything, this is the time that the priests and all have suggested for which the mandir is being inaugurated.
So what is your, Mr. Lahiri, what is your specific opposition to Mamata Banerjee's decision?
Mamata Banerjee is trying to hold on to her 30% vote bank share, which she is losing gradually post Panchayat elections. The maximum number of minorities who have been killed in West Bengal is during her tenure. Incidents at Boktui, at Dolua Khaki, at Joynagar, where mass murders of minorities have happened, is during her regime. And she's clearly trying to appease the minority by just saying, by working on their lines, that Ram is communal, and she's trying to be their Masiha. If you look at the vote bank share of 2011, going by the Form 20 of 2011 and 2021, Mamata Banerjee has received almost the 30% net vote share during 21 elections of the 40% vote bank she has received.
Okay.
So 10%.
So you're saying basically that she's pandering to the 30% Muslim population in Bengal. Before I go to Lokenath and Rahul Dev, Dr. Sen, a quick response there, Dr. Santanu Sen.
It is evident by the speech made by my BJP colleague. He has used the word minority at least twice or thrice. This once again proves that this minority majority Hindu Muslim card is played by BJP, is not being played by Trinamool Congress. Mamata Banerjee is such a leader. She works for all caste, creed and religion. And BJP is such a leader who always believes in this divisive politics. They are in a mood to divide the people in the name of religion, in the name of caste and creed. And now, as they are far away from development, in 2024, in 2014, they faced the election with some false promises. In 2019, they faced the election with this Balakot Pulwama drama, which became evident by the statement given by Satyapal Malik.
Why is it a drama? Why is it a drama?
Because it was said by Satyapal Malik, not me.
But the,
How
equally, the
40
former
soldiers
High
were made to
Commissioner,
die?
Dr. Sen,
It
Dr.
has
Sen,
been
with
it has been
respect,
said by Satyapal Malik, not by
Dr.
me.
Sen, with
And
respect,
now 2024 election, they are trying to play this religion card. But this
okay,
time this is not going to work
okay, I
because
have to,
their actual face has been unveiled.
let me get the others. Mr. Lahiri, give me a moment just to give a chance to the other two, and I promise I'll come to you after that. But Dr. said, with respect, Pulwama Balakot will take us in a very different direction. There's also a book out by the former High Commissioner to Pakistan, Ajay Bisaria, that actually talks about the circumstances in which Air Force officer Abhinandan Vartaman was brought home. India had stationed 9 missiles, according to the Pakistan Foreign Secretary herself, directed at India. So I want to steer clear of that debate and come back to what we're talking about. Rahul Dev, has Mamata made a smart move, or has she made a move that is, some would argue, self-destructive politically, like is being described for the Congress party in its decision to reject the Ram Mandir invite? Rahul Dev.
It's clearly a reaction to BJP's program and the government's program on 22nd January in Ayodhya, clearly. Otherwise, it would have been announced much earlier. It has been announced after she was invited. So clearly, it's an afterthought and an effort to sort of rebut or give her own answer to the invite and the consecration ceremony. So there's no, it can't be hidden. It can't be
But as
cloaked
a
under
counter
anything.
move, is it a smart move? Do you think it's a smart move, or do you think it's an ill-timed move?
I don't know. I don't know who are the people who are impressed by such gestures. I wonder. I mean, people in West Bengal only can tell me whether there will be any additional political mileage accruing to her because of this yatra, this march, Sarva Dharma yatra. I really don't know, because these are things that we have all seen umpteen number of times in so many places. It is a political move. It is a political answer to a quasi-political, quasi-religious provocation or occasion. I don't think personally that it will add to her politically in a great way. It will. It just. It's a nice gesture. Okay, I mean, it's good to talk about communal harmony and harmony between different sections and religions, but it doesn't really cut much ice these days with anyone. It doesn't affect or influence, impact people in really where it matters. It's
So
just
the
a
best
political
case,
gesture.
So the best case scenario, Lokenath Chatterjee, is that it doesn't hurt Mamata Banerjee, but Rahul Dev says it won't particularly help her either. What it does do is expose possibly the confusion within the opposition India alliance.
See, I'll tell you, now that I'll steer clear of the political debate possibly, but just to give you a background of where we stand in Bengal, in light of Mamata's, call for interfaith rally, we need to keep in mind that the 9th November 2019 verdict was of the Honorable Supreme Court. Pursuant to Supreme Court directions, this entire Ram temple is being constructed. There is a trust formed by the government of India that is pursuant to directions of the Honorable Supreme Court of India. So this is being done in a manner and in the way in which the Honorable Supreme Court had directed. We'll also have to, Mamata has also said that there apparently some skywalk at Dakshineshwar temple is being damaged by the railways for construction of metro line. So she'll protest against that. And in the same vein in which she mentioned about that interfaith rally. And we'll also have to keep in mind at the background scenario of Bengal, look at the law and order situation. Someone, Rajarshi ji mentioned about the CA. You remember the amount of public property which was damaged in Bengal and the subsequent, attacks which happened pursuant to the declaration of the citizenship amendment laws. And we know what happened in Bengal and what was the situation, the way the railway property and other government property, public property was damaged. And then she's making these calls. And when, in the background, we've seen enforcement directorate officials getting attacked and the honorable court looking aghast at Trinamool leaders not getting arrested, people who attacked enforcement directorate officials in Sandeshkhali in Bengal. So this is ripe life happening here. We need to look at the background scenario, the law and order situation. What happens if in the name of this interfaith rally, passions get inflamed and people are there once again, a communal conflagration happens.
So you're saying it's the
Bengal
wrong day.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you know
sorry.
what? And I'm sorry, it will just also, people have already accepted the verdict. It was all along, people have acted according to it. Now, if you want to play politics with it, and looking at the law and order situation in Bengal, I'm sure West Bengal police and the police and government agencies in Bengal will be unable to attend to the law and order situation and
Let
take
me
care
take
of
that
it.
to Let me take that to Dr. Sen. Dr. Sen, the most recent controversy over the Enforcement Directorate officials who came under violent attack. The suggestion being by at least two of our four panelists today is that this could lead. It is a day of heightened sentimentalism across the country. It is the wrong day. It is the wrong day to have a parallel event. Any sort of little thing could take things out of hand. Why take that chance? What would you say, Dr. Sen?
I would answer this question in two parts. Number one, which reflects the state law and order situation. It is reflected in the report given by National Crime Record Bureau. And this report is not prepared by Madam Mamata Banerjee or Trinamool Congress government. This is a central government report, which has been showing since last few years consecutively that West Bengal happens to be the safest state, and law and order situation is far better in comparison to the other double engine BJP run governments. And Calcutta is the safest metropolitan city. This is the report of National Crime Record Bureau, number one. Number two, once again I harp on the same string that on the day of Babri Masjid demolition, Mamata Banerjee was there on the road with a message of communal harmony. Once again, I repeat. So the lady who carried the message of communal harmony on that dark day, on that black day, now she is on the road once again with the message of communal harmony. How can you expect that law and order situation will be,
But then
or
why
there
say
will
it's
be an
not a
unrest?
counter? Why say it's not a counter? It clearly is a political counter. Admit it,
Certainly
own it.
not a counter. See, certainly it's not a counter, it's not a protest, but it has been protested, it has been countered, it has been criticized by none other than the preachers of Hindu religion, our respected Shankaracharyas. You or
Okay,
me, we don't need to criticize anymore. The entire
okay,
process has been one
okay.
second, one second, one second. If the temple is considered as a body and the idol is considered as a soul, if your body is not complete, how can you install the soul inside?
I did hear one of the
It's a
Shankaracharyas.
decision like Muhammad bin Tughlaq. It's a Tughlaq Raj run by Narendra Modi and Amit Shah Private Limited Company.
Okay, those are strong, very personal words. I'll let the BJP spokesperson take them up. Mr. Lahiri, go ahead.
It was Mamata Banerjee's word that the cow which can be milked, it is better to get kicked from them. And she wanted to mean about a particular section of the society. Now now the Ram temple is getting inaugurated. At this juncture, Mamata Banerjee had to beat her own doldrum, stating that I have spent 700 crores on some mandirs. That she has been saying that that Anukul Chandra Thakur had asked land from her. She had created the Tarapit temple, which was created by Rani Bhavani. She built up Sister Nivedita's house. She built up Lokenath Brahmachari's temple at Chakla. And she has been in this same press conference, she has stated all these things. I do not know how that's happened. Now, NCRB report that Dr. Sen was talking about, it is prepared by the data sent by the state to the center. And a recent RTI has already made it clear that the summation of the complaints received district wise is not matching to that of the NCRB report. That is the data that was sent by the state to the center.
Okay.
And now I have one strong objection. It is not Babri Masjid as Dr. Sen has stated. It is clearly stated by the Honorable Supreme Court. It is a disputed structure, not Babri Masjid.
It's not even a disputed structure anymore. The Supreme
Yeah.
Court has had the final word. I want to bring in Rahul Dev on this now. You see, at one level, while Bengal politics and differences play out between Dr. Sen and Mr. Lahiri, there is a national question for the opposition. And that question, Rahul ji, is this. There is a lack of ideological cohesion. On the one hand, the Congress says some Congress leaders say we are back to Nehru's secularism. On the other hand, they're quoting two of the Shankaracharyas, to say hum isliye nahi jayenge. On the third hand, you have, I'm talking about the Congress right now, not the Trinamool. On the third hand, you have Congress leaders having gone to Ayodhya in the last 48 hours and making a big display of it on their social media feeds. On the fourth hand, you have the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction saying the earliest contributors to this Mandir movement was us. So in a way, Mamata's move must be seen in the continuum of the opposition trying to find varying ways to respond to this and not having one united response. Rahul Dev.
Clearly, I couldn't have you have said it all. They are still they haven't found their common voice, a common narrative, common program of action, common ideology. And without a common ideology and a strong ideology, which has it within itself to sort of counter the BJP narrative, which is very clear cut, unambiguous, they won't be able to impress the voters. They have to somehow sit down, thrash out basic issues before the electorate, before the nation right now, and come up with something which is shared by all members of the alliance. It doesn't seem to be happening. So they are all adopting different strategies to counter BJP in their own spheres of influence, in their own states. And there also, there is no coordination within that state between those parties. So the overall impression everyone is getting, you and me and the people, is that it's a completely disjointed, disunited people who are only together to somehow stop Narendra Modi and BJP from coming to power.
Absolutely.
That is not sufficient.
Yes.
That's not sufficient.
Absolutely. Lokenath Chatterjee, however, some might argue, let's argue it from the other side. Some might argue that Mamata's response is at least a political response compared to the Congress that has basically dismissed this as a BJP event. Mamata Banerjee is doing politics. That's what politicians do. Is she not entitled to practice her own brand of politics? Good, bad, ugly. You as a voter are free to reject it.
Considering, see, I'll first give a rejoinder to Dr. Sen, regarding that body and soul and all of it. So if you look at 1950s Somnath Mandir inauguration, in fact, when the Pran Pratishtha happened, in fact, the temple wasn't completed back then. So if you look, draw an analogy, so therefore, it's a similar situation. So when do you call a temple to be exactly complete? We really don't know. We can't say. But again, Somnath temple, when it was inaugurated, the temple wasn't complete, but then it also shared a similar history like that of the Ram temple at Ayodhya, where it was destroyed, desecrated, and then all of us are aware of the history. Wouldn't draw, there. But that was just to give a short rejoinder to what he had said. And none of us are seers in that regard, and the trust is taking care of it. So if anyone is agreed with what a trust is done, go back to the Honorable Supreme Court. No use doing politics over that now. That is A. B, in response to your question, what we are dealing with, Bengal is sitting on a tinderbox. We've seen extreme violence happening. There are umpteen number of cases by the Honorable High Court which have been given for investigation by the CBI, by the NIA, by the to the ED. So there are a lot of central agencies. In fact, even the honorable courts have not reposed faith in the investigative agencies of the state government. And these are, some instances have been rattled, including the Bhakti, people were killed, with fire. I mean, whatever. So, and then a lot of rape cases and the others are being investigated. Post-poll violence matters.
What does that have to do with this?
No, if you look, that was just to give you, background on the law and order situation in Bengal. And if you have the supremo, the person who's at the helm of affairs in the state, really playing with the tinderbox, starting an interfaith, when people have accepted it, there's no opposition from the Muslim community. That all communities are there, they've accepted this. So why do you want to really do that? And then on that day, in the same vein, you say we will fight against the railways and the central government because they want to destroy the Dakshineshwar skywalk. So you really understand, this is not something to do politics with.
So it's an inflammable situation. Dr. Sen, I need to start taking last comments. Dr. Sen, do respond to that Mamata Banerjee is playing with fire.
Barkha, please don't mind. It's not good to see that you are bringing one direct BJP spokesperson and one indirect BJP spokesperson. This is not fair for the show, for the neutrality of the show. So far the skywalk is concerned, it was done in consultation with all the departments, number one. Number two, now this metro railway project, for your information, was the brainchild of Madam Mamata Banerjee and no one else. Now they are trying to break it, or they are trying to dismantle it. It is involved with the sentiment of crores and crores of disciples. It is involved with the sentiment of Sri Ramakrishna Dev, Sharodama and Swami Vivekananda. So our chief minister has categorically said we are not going to tolerate this. And once again I repeat, this is not good to see that you are bringing one direct spokesperson for one party and you are bringing another indirect spokesperson for the same party.
I
This
don't.
doesn't prove your neutrality.
I don't control the opinions of my panelists, so I don't claim to speak for what Mr. Lokenath Chatterjee was going to say. I had no way of anticipating or predicting that. But you know, I think we try and give a very fair, equitable platform to everybody to speak on this program, Dr. Sen. I hope you will agree with
he
that.
should respond to the issues raised, not to make attacks in that manner.
No,
So
I'm
he can
saying
deal with the
in
issue.
terms of
That's more important.
in terms of the equality of time. Let me ask you another question, since you made the point about one side having more space. Let me ask you another question, Dr. Sen. As your concluding remark, if I had to ask you, what is the larger message of this Mamata Banerjee decision? What is it? What is the essence of what she's trying to do here?
In one line, the message is, in Bengali used to say Dharma jar jar utsav savar, which means religion might be your individual identity, but whenever there is any festival, the festival belongs to all of us. This is the sole take-home message of Madam Mamata Banerjee.
Mr. Lahiri, despite big claims in Bengal, the BJP has not been able to yield results. You know, you have to accept that Mamata Banerjee, at least compared to many others, is someone who has shown an instinct for politics.
BJP started its fight over here from 2014 onwards. You can't say that it had a huge base over here. From 0 MLAs in the assembly went to 3, and now then to 77.
Okay.
We've made 18 parliamentarians from this state. Do you think that BJP never had acceptance? The land which was born due to the hard work and toil of none other than Dr. Shama Prasad Mukherjee, Ashutosh Lahiri, and Barrister Nirmal Chandra Chattopadhyay, the father of Communist Party leader and ex-Lok Sabha Adhyaksha Somnath Chattopadhyay. And he was talking about Congress saying that they started the earlier movements. Let me tell you very clear, 1946, Nikhil Bharat Ramayan Mahasabha was formed by Hindu Mahasabha when Shama Prasad Mukherjee was the working president and Ashutosh Lahiri, another Bengali, was the general secretary of the party.
Can I ask you the same question that I asked Dr. Sen? Can I ask you the same question?
Sure.
One line, what is your opposition to this Mamata decision?
There have been communal riots in Bengal like Naliakhali, Usti, Canning, Dulagor, Boshirhat, Padui, Dinajpur, Chandrakona Road, Howrah, and post-poll violence, where Mamata Banerjee during Howrah violence has been begging on air. She didn't have the guts to make any actions. She didn't order the police to take any actions. Recent Sheikh Shahjahan, Jahangir, Saukat Mullah, people like who are de facto chief ministers in their own areas and districts. So she's trying to play with the 30% politics, which will not happen.
Dr. Sen, briefly, and then Rahul Dev gets the last word. Dr. Sen?
First of all, my question to my brother Rajarshi is, he knows it very well. They started shouting "Ab ki bar 200 par," they ended with 77. Now, even you ask the leader of opposition of their party, he cannot say properly how many MLAs they are really having with them right now. Each and every day with the sunrise, leaders of BJP and cadres of BJP, they are leaving BJP and they are coming under the umbrella of Madam Mamata Banerjee.
Okay. I have to close, Rahul Dev. I'm going to give you the last word. I think, 1 minute, Dr. Sen, don't go. Just hear Rahul Dev's last word. Rahul Dev, your concluding remark, a message for both sides, the opposition and the ruling party, as we look ahead at Ayodhya.
I would welcome this interfaith initiative, provided it's I'll say it's the need of the country, not just West Bengal, provided it is a process, a sincere process, which is carried on until it reaches its goal, that is a true, genuine interfaith harmony and peaceful coexistence between all communities in West Bengal, then West Bengal would be a model for the whole of the country. Until that happens, we should hold this as a political gesture. I hope it happens.
Okay, we will leave it there. Dr. Sen, to Mr. Lahiri, to Rahul Dev, and to Lokenath Chatterjee, thank you so much for joining us. 22nd January is going to be a very, very important day for multiple reasons, and we'll keep a close eye on it, of course. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Mojo Story has always made a commitment to its viewers to go to where the story is. And as you can see here, we are at the epicenter of the Israel war on Gaza. We are right at the front line, about 1 mile from the Gaza Strip, as the Israeli military gets ready with its tanks and its gunners to begin its final frontal assault that will take troops into Gaza. As we said, we are not like other organizations. We believe in giving you all sides of the story objectively and as much as possible from the ground. And that's exactly what we're doing here, covering the biggest global story today from the epicenter of the war zone. So please, we need your support. Support us, become a Mojo member, subscribe to us, spread the word, and thank you for your support.